Good evening and welcome to Football Express, the news show where we give you the headlines and a little bit more. Our top story tonight: is the honeymoon over for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United? After winning 10 games in an 11-game unbeaten streak since the appointment of Solskjaer, United has fallen 2-0 to PSG at home in their first Champions League knockout match. This is also the first time in its history that Manchester United have lost by more than one goal at Old Trafford in all European competitions. Tonight also marks the return of Angel Di Maria to Old Trafford after his exit in 2015. Di Maria was considered by many as one of the worst signings made by Manchester United in recent memory when he signed in 2014, but the Argentinian had the last laugh by assisting both of PSG's goals today. The first goal came in the 53rd minute through a Di Maria corner to the far post, where a flying Kipembe caught Matic napping and volleyed the ball past De Gea. In the ensuing celebration, Di Maria can be seen mouthing off to the United fans. The second goal came through a counter-attack where the sheer pace of Kylian Mbappe was too much for Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof as he beat them both to the ball in the 60th minute off a low cross provided by Di Maria. Manchester United unfortunately did not have the quality they needed going forward to penetrate PSG's defence, especially when Ashley Young was crossing the ball. Credit has to be given to Thiago Silva and Marquinhos, who were stoic in defence and nullified many of United's movements. The 2-0 defeat, and more importantly, 2 away goals, now puts PSG firmly in the driver's seat going into the Paris leg. Manchester United will certainly need to lift its game if they want any chance of going through to the next round, and they will need to do so without Paul Pogba, whose second yellow card in the 89th minute means he will be suspended for the return leg in Paris in 3 weeks' time. Meanwhile, in Amsterdam, Ajax fought bravely against Real Madrid, but in the end lost 2-1 against the reigning Champions League champions. Ajax played their high-pressing and high-intensity game extremely well and can consider themselves unlucky to not have come away with at least a draw. Ajax broke the deadlock in the 40th minute through a Nicolas Tagliafico header. However, the goal was disallowed after VAR deemed Dusan Tadic was in an offside position. This was the first decision made using VAR in the Champions League. Karim Benzema scored for Real Madrid in the 60th minute after capitalizing on a fantastic run by Vinicius through the heart of the Ajax defence. But Ajax managed to equalise 15 minutes later after a quick attack caught Madrid unawares and Hakim Ziyech placed the ball into the bottom left corner of the net. Towards the end of the game, Ajax players began to tire and their lapse in concentration allowed Dani Carvajal to put a fantastic ball across the box to Marco Asensio, who tapped it into the back of the net. Ajax can take a lot of positives away from this match, and although their chances of winning by 2 goals at the Bernabeu are slim, it is bolstered by the fact that Sergio Ramos will be suspended for the second leg. The other matchup this week sees Borussia Dortmund visit Wembley to take on Tottenham Hotspurs. Both teams go into this match with a number of injuries to their key players. Harry Kane, Dele Alli and Ben Davies were all unavailable, whilst Dortmund are without Marco Reus, Julian Weigl, Paco Alcacer and Lucas Piszczek for their trip to London. In the end, it was the Spurs who were able to better compensate for the injured stars, scoring 3 goals and keeping a clean sheet. After a lackluster first half, it was Son Heung-min who stepped up for the Spurs early into the second half by scoring a volley at the far post from a Young Vertonghen cross. Son has been in brilliant form going into this match with 10 goals and 5 assists to his name in his last 11 games and has no doubt been the Spurs' most important player since they lost Kane and Ali to injury. Not satisfied with just 1 goal, the Spurs kept the pressure on and were rewarded with 2 late goals after the 80th minute. Young Vertonghen scored a fantastic volley in front of goal and Fernando Llorente topped off the wing with a header from an Eriksen corner. Man of the match has to go to Vertonghen, who scored a goal and had an assist, playing in an unconventional left wing-back position. The 3-0 scoreline should take a lot of pressure off the Spurs for their next leg in Germany, where they are favourites to advance to the quarterfinals for the first time in 8 years. Roma beat Porto 2-1 in Rome behind a brace from 19-year-old Nicolo Zaniolo, who came to Roma last summer from Inter Milan as part of the Nainggolan to Inter Milan deal. Roma fans should be pleased at how composed the teenager was in front of goal and be hopeful that it is a sign of even better things to come. Whilst it is a good win for Roma, their failure to keep a clean sheet and allowing an away goal is a problem should Roma fail to perform in Porto in the second leg. This matchup is still very even for either team to come out on top. Thank you for watching.